Hello everyone, my name is Brooke and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about tips, tricks, advice, and essentials for acing your online classes. I mentioned this in my last couple back to school videos, but I have been doing online classes for the last about 6 months or so. Ever since classes got transitioned online in March, I've been doing online classes. I took a full semester this summer that was supposed to be in class that ended up being completely online. So I have had to morph and transition myself quickly into learning how to navigate the world of online classes and still being successful. Since this is my senior year of college, it's super important that I'm able to learn as much as I can and do the work that I can. So overall, I've gathered together for you guys a list of tips and tricks that you guys can use to help ace your online classes coming into September. These tips are also transferable if you are not an online college student and just a regular college student. I'm sure these will help you out too, but these are things that I have just personally found have enhanced my online learning quite a bit. So going right on into it, my number one tip is to use calendars and planners. I am sure you have heard this before, but more than ever now, it is so important because you don't constantly have teachers reminding you of deadlines. You don't constantly have people talking to you about deadlines necessarily. So having something that is going to remind you of a deadline is so important. Now, there are multiple different ways to do this and everyone works differently. So here is what I personally use and also a couple ideas of what you can use. I definitely suggest trying out a couple different methods and finding works best for you. I am personally still a fan of pen and paper planners. This here is my Jumbo Lily Pulitzer planner. I get a Lily Pulitzer planner every single year and absolutely adore it. I have my own methods of filling it out and I fill it out to the max. This is my week already and I'm filming this on a Wednesday and it's already like full for this week. I use this all the time. This sits out on my desk with the week face up every single week. I absolutely love this. It helps keep me on track. I also have 2 whiteboard monthly calendars so I can see everything that is upcoming and going to be due soon. Now, a different way to do this is by using Google Calendar or the calendar that's on your phone or computer. Whatever you wanted to use for that is another great way to do it. And additionally, there are also other programs that are completely free to use, such as Asana and Trello, where you can make your own boards and organize all your tasks this way. These are all completely online things. There are also apps you can get. I know for Asana, you can get an app for your phone actually, where you can also view everything on your phone. You can make checklists. Asana and Trello are basically like planners, but an online version of the planner. So if you prefer to go paper free, that's a great way to go as well. Next up, and this is probably, if you take anything from this video, take this tip. Please, please, please listen to me on this tip. Get 2 computer monitors. Whether that be your laptop N1 or you have 2 different monitors and you just plug your laptop in, whatever that is, get a second screen. This will change your life. Like, it will change your life. If you don't think you need one, you are wrong. You need a second screen. Get a second screen. And this does not have to be expensive. It does not have to be expensive. Look on Craigslist, Kijiji, wherever those online sites are that you buy stuff from other people. Look in thrift shops, look online. A lot of places have sales. It does not have to be an expensive computer monitor. You can get some for dirt cheap. It can be an open box model. Whatever it is, you can get them really cheap. Just get one. I literally personally use a tiny TV. It works. It works wonderfully. I absolutely adore it. Just get a second monitor. It will change everything about your life. Tip number 3, which might sound obvious, but trust me, it helps. Go to class. If you have a Zoom lecture, go. Even if it sounds like it might be pointless to go, you may still get a little bit of something out of it. Even if you feel like that class is ruining your life and the most mundane thing you have ever done and you will never learn this information or use this information outside of this classroom ever again, trust me, go to the lecture. It is a short amount of time. You can be multitasking while you're doing it, especially if you have that second screen. Just go to the lecture. It will, I promise, save you so much confusion and hassle later. My next tip is to get a pair of blue light glasses. There's a lot of controversy whether or not these things actually work. I find they do. I'm definitely prone to getting migraines, and especially from staring at a computer all day. I had them really bad last fall when I was working a full-time computer job, and if it's not a migraine and I'm staring at a computer for 8 hours a day, I'll still get a headache. However, with blue light glasses, these are the ones I got here. They're literally from Amazon. They were so cheap. I'll link them down below. I find these help. They add a little bit of a tint to everything. Like, everything has a little bit of a bluey, yellowy, weird kind of tint to it when I have these on. However, when you're staring at a screen all day, they are so helpful. So helpful. I find they just make your eyes feel better. That light isn't as bright. You're not staring into it as bad. It helps a lot for me. I really like wearing these and using these. My next tip is to make sure you're eating healthy snacks and drinking water. When you are sitting down all day, you are going to be tempted to snack. Trust me, you are going to be tempted to snack. If you are snacking on chips, candy, whatever, you're going to gain weight, and it's just not healthy for you. However, if you can find different ways to switch out those unhealthy snacks for healthy snacks, snack as much as you want. Snack to your heart's content. Whether that be carrots and hummus, there are definitely like low-calorie kind of healthier chip options, whether that be small pieces of fruit, whatever you're snacking on, just make sure it is healthy. This can take whatever form you want, whether it's taking Doritos, switching them out for rice cakes, or maybe some like nuts or something. One of my favorite snacks is getting little pieces of cheese, like tiny little cubes of cheese, almonds, and craisins. Those are really, really good. You can go to Bulk Barn or whatever, get those. Like I already said, carrots and hummus is another one of my go-tos. Watermelon has been one of my favorites recently as well. Tip number 6 is actually a tip that I got from a podcast a couple months ago, and it has changed the way I do everything. And it is to stop putting stuff on your to-do list and just do it. If you have a task and the task is going to take you less than 10 minutes and you just got that task, do not write it on your to-do list, just do it. The second you learn about that task, stop and do it, because it will make your to-do list way less cluttered and you'll just accomplish so many more things. You will stop putting stuff like that off if you just do it right away and get it done and over with. This tip is so underrated, I find, but so important, and will actually save you so much time. Next up, we have concentration music that you can study to. This can take so many different forms. Everyone has a different type of music that they concentrate to and like to listen to in the background. That is totally fine. Find whatever works best for you. Some of my absolute favorites are the Epcot entrance loop. Even if you are not a Disney fan, this is still useful. This music is meant to be inspiring. Like, that is its literal purpose. You're meant to like walk into Epcot and feel inspired. This music is meant to be inspiring. I find the concentration is just off the wall. It's literally meant to be background music. It was created to be background music. It is amazing. Also, Folklore by Taylor Swift. Study to that. That has been my recent obsession with study music. Other than that, there's a ton of playlists online, whether that be on YouTube, which you can find for free, on Spotify, Apple Music. I'm sure you can find something that is to study to, but do not listen to that hardcore pop music, rock music, whatever. Try to keep it lyricless if possible, unless it's Taylor Swift, because then you won't kind of get distracted by the lyrics and you'll just be able to zone in and focus. Tip number 8 is to separate your classwork by days. So each individual day has a different purpose. This you'll be able to get more into a rhythm to once you start doing your classes and you learn which day is going to be best for everything, which classes have the most course load, which ones are lesser. But assigning a single day to everything, make sure that you don't completely forget a class exists or get too behind on the work for it, because each day has an assigned class that you need to do work for. So for example, on Mondays I always work on my thesis course, on Tuesdays I always work on my studio course, Wednesdays I work on marketing, Thursdays I leave as kind of like a spare day, whatever I need to do, and then Fridays I work on marketing and my world cultures, because I also have a lot of classes on Wednesdays as well. So just scheduling different days to work on stuff will actually help you get a lot more accomplished and make sure that you do not forget anything in any of your courses. It also lets your brain focus on one thing at once. When you're switching between tasks, you don't get as much done. Our brains honestly weren't really made to multitask. Humans have never really been meant to multitask. When you're focusing on so many things at once, there's stuff you're gonna forget and you're never gonna be fully focused on one task when you're thinking about multiple different things at the same time. So therefore, if you just take one thing and focus on that, you're gonna do a lot better, you're gonna get a lot more done. And my final tip is to take good notes and ask questions. I actually mentioned a little bit about this in my Staying Motivated video for classes, which was posted a couple days ago. However, my biggest tip is to take good notes. A lot of tests are open book, which may make you think maybe you don't need to take notes because you can just use Google, but taking notes is super important because that's how you actually are going to learn the content. One of my favorite things about online courses is now you have the opportunity to take pretty notes. If a teacher sends you out a PowerPoint with a voiceover, you can do that at your own pace. You don't have to rush and scribble down notes really fast. You can do that at the pace you want to do it at. So you can make your notes look pretty, Pinterest worthy, bullet journal worthy, whatever you want them to look like. You can use the colorful pens to your absolute desire. Live your best note-taking life. This is your opportunity. And also, do not be afraid to ask questions. An online course can sometimes be a little intimidating to ask the teacher questions if you've never had that teacher before, because you just don't have that personal connection with them. In a lot of cases, you see them on the Zoom screen, or in some cases not at all, but make sure you have that teacher email accessible. It is okay to ask questions. Please ask questions if you're having any issues with material at all. The teachers are there because they want you to learn and they want you to succeed. If teachers ask for you to email them updates on projects, do it. The teachers can't see that you're struggling when all that's in between you is a camera. It's extremely hard to see what you're struggling on, what you're having issues with. If you are struggling with anything, please reach out and ask the teacher and they will help you. So those are my tips, tricks, and essentials on online courses. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to learn about staying motivated for online courses, I also just posted that video, so make sure you go check that out, as well as I have also posted a week in the life of my life as an online college student, and there's also a lot more college videos coming. So if you did like this series, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Go check out my channel, check out that series, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I do post videos. I post videos every Monday and Friday, and sometimes a bonus video during the week. So if you have that notification bell on, you'll know when I post. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.